Hey everyone, today we're going to revisit that Snap-on SL710 ratchet that you'll recall I found in that Craftsman 3-tier toolbox haul video. This video was shot over several different days and actually shot over probably 6 weeks time. But you'll recall that when I first took it out of the toolbox, it was completely rusted solid and locked solid. I then put it in Evaporust, which took care of the rust problem. There's no finish left on it, but it also unseized it. And so we're gonna kind of pick up and we're gonna polish the thing up, polish the body up, and then we're gonna take it apart and do a full rebuild on it and see what we can make of this thing. Let's get busy. My first instinct is that it'll probably need a wire brush. I've got my goggles here. And let's see if some aggressive polishing will actually do it. I don't know, I've never done one of these. Well, I don't know if it'll take it down to a shine, but it's taken most of the grime off of it. I'll go another layer and then I'll take the polish off and see, because it's hiding some. That's probably about as clean as we're going to get it with the polisher. Can now read it clearly. I don't know how much finish will ever come back. I suppose if I really hit it aggressively with a wire brush, I could take all this black off and bring it back to metal, but of course that's opening it up for corrosion again. Snap-on SL710. We already work. What I've got there is some type of square slot, and that's missing the switch, I guess, but I don't know. I'm going to look these up and see. Several weeks have gone by and I learned that you can actually buy rebuild kits for these Snap-on SL740s on eBay from Snap-on for 15 bucks. At least I think this is the actual factory Snap-on kit. Seems to be. It says so. And so I figured rather than try to work something here, I'll just rebuild it. The polish held. It's getting on my fingers, but the polish actually kept it from corroding because it has been quite a few weeks. As you can see, I'm now in the workshop here. So let's take it apart. I don't believe that these come apart real easy, but I've got a vise here. I think I'm going to need that. But let me take these 2 screws out and see what happens. I think officially the only thing holding these together are these screws. It'd be nice if it just came right apart. That would make life a lot easier. Where's my tray? Tray here. I don't know if these screws are in the rebuild kit, but I kind of think they would be. All right, so as expected, it doesn't just come out. So I believe what you do is you try to pry it out. I have not bolted this vise down yet because I'm not 100% sure this is where I want it to be. Yeah, it's moved a little bit. Nobody said it was going to be easy. No, it is coming very slowly. You can see it. I didn't think I was making progress, but I actually am. I don't know why it's so hard to get it out of there. Oh, here it comes. There we go. I was starting to lose faith that this was gonna all work out, sorry. So I'm going to change camera angles here. Let's get closer. Because it's gonna be a certain way that this has to come open. All right, let's look at what we got in this pack of parts. We've got our gear, our reversion arm. I see one screw, two screws. We did get replacement screws. Haven't seen that piece yet. A spring with the ball bearing. Should be pretty easy. Take that out. All right, so let's get these pieces out. The reversion arm. Okay. Our spring. That interestingly does not want to come out. Okay. All right, so all we got is this ring and this piece. Let's try just popping it. Nope, that's not going to do it. Since it refuses to give up that piece, which is supposed to just pop out, I'm just going to... I can't believe that. This is supposed to just push out. It is that locked in. It's really crazy. I hate to force things, but that actually required me to force it out. Isn't that crazy? That required quite a hit. And now the ring comes off. Okay, so we got all our parts. This is pretty dirty inside, so I'm gonna go get some cleaner. I'm just gonna use like brake parts cleaner or something like that. I'll be right back. I did not find brake cleaner, but I did use that, and it seems to have worked pretty well. All right. So now it's just a matter of putting pieces back together. All right, let's just reassemble this thing. Oh, look at that. There's an arrow right there on this. Can you see that? See the arrow? Right here, there's an arrow on this. There you go. And that is the way it's supposed to be pointing. So let's make sure the arrow matches. Oh, that doesn't match at all. That looks straight. Okay. And then our ring goes in. We gotta hit this ring in. And so what I'm going to do, hopefully this won't move. I'm gonna tap it in. I'm gonna use this brass mallet that I got from one of those toolbox hauls. I'm using a 19 millimeter. Seems to be a good fit for this. We appear to be in. I'm gonna give it a couple extra taps just to be sure. All right, now we got once we completely clean this thing out, Snap-on, apparently, what I'm told, likes you to use this stuff. Super Lube, it's called, which works well in ratchets. It's not heavy grease, like axle grease, like some people put in these things. I don't like that. I usually just use oil, but since I knew I was filming this video, I decided that I would pick up some Super Lube just for this. And now I've got it, I can use it on other ratchets. Okay, so we're kind of greased up in there. All right, next is the spring. All right, so for that, let's put this thing in the vise. My loose vise that I have not tightened up yet. I'll get a better camera angle, don't worry. All right, spring's in there. Use a little screwdriver. Try to get the spring and the ball pushed all the way down as best you can. Take your guy, make sure your square is going through. Make sure, oh, I just slipped it. That's better. Jeez, this stuff is a Super Lube. I shouldn't want to put this stuff on yet. And we're in. All right. It may take you a few tries. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, there's our gear. We've got our lever. I gotta clean this cover up. I forgot to clean this. I'll be back. All right, I'll change my gloves. Let's lay this thing flat. Put the gear back on the rag. I also took the opportunity to wire brush this this ring. Interesting. I would have expected to have some text on it, but it does not. All right, so I'm gonna re-lube up the gear. Maybe my ring's not in all the way. Okay, okay, we're good then. That's all I wanted to check. All right, and I've got my ring here. Get that in place. Interesting. Let's take this back out. The reason why I took it apart again is because when I looked at this, it doesn't look like it's all the way in. It looks like it's still got to go in the back. Still. That's better. Yeah, that looks better. All right, now let's put this guy back in. Put this ring back on. Okay. All right, this is your reversion arm, which is our last step here. So we just kind of want to make sure we're doing this right. Let me get a 1/2 inch socket. Once I get a 1/2 inch ring. Jeez, it's tight. It's very tight. Loosen these screws up a bit. Maybe I over tightened it. It doesn't want to move very easily. Oh yeah, that's better. All right. Let me get a sample ratchet because honestly, I'm a little unsure of which way this arm should go. Okay, so we are. Okay, so we should be like that. That gonna work. And oh, it's all working. Okay, so there's really only one more step to this with this lever in, other than cleaning this thing because I got lube all over it. Is we've got to take a punch and we got to hit this thing so that it doesn't come right back out. So let me go see. I know I had some punches that came in these toolbox holes, and again I'm gonna change my glove out. I'll be back. All right, I want to make sure this is good and flat. And I've got a couple punches here. Let me get this punch here. And bigger one to kind of flatten it out, I think, anyway. Close and get a flat point. I'm just going to literally flatten it. I have a big one. Now, good to go. All right, let's wipe this thing out down a little bit. I didn't get a lot of grease on my brand new Snap-on logo. It's unfortunate it's not bright chrome anymore, but honestly, it's got kind of a cool look with this black. All right, there you have it. It is tight, man. This thing is tight. It works really well though. It feels like brand new. Ready to go to work. All right, not bad. I had never done one. So if you want to find a video that shows you how to do it quickly, probably mine's not the best, but ratchets aren't that hard to rebuild. These are a little harder to get apart, but because you don't just pull out a snap ring. Putting it in the vise, that was a pretty risky thing. But it did work hitting it with the ball peen hammer and knocking that out, because in the rebuild kit, they gave me a new cover for it and a new ring anyway, so that worked out really well. I didn't damage the housing, and now it actually feels like new. And you know, it is, for all intents and purposes, all the mechanicals inside there are new, freshly lubed. All right, so hey, if you like this sort of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you'll get notified when I have new content. And you know, as I always say, hey, if you got an old ratchet like this and it's broken and you want to rebuild it, it's not that hard. Rebuild kit, 15 bucks on eBay, and all you got to do is go out, get busy. Take care.